And what is your brewer's name?
Weedy.
Weedy? Wiedenthal?
Weidenthal.
Weidenthal, okay. That's
Weedy
awesome.
Weidenthal,
Yeah, you probably hired him based on name alone, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. It was just a pleasant surprise he knew how to brew.
Welcome to TapThatAZ, the show that introduces you to the awesome people behind the best craft beverages in the state of Arizona. I'm your host, Eric Walters. In this episode, I traveled to the town Too Tough to Die, Tombstone, Arizona. What an awesome trip it was. 182 miles south of where I live, and let me tell you, it was a struggle to get there. Two young kids loading up the wagon, trying to get there, car sickness, luggage changes, everything was just a challenge. I ended up being there a little bit later than what I wanted to be, but Matt was awesome. Had a huge event the next day, the grand opening, but he was amazing. Awesome conversation. I definitely want to get down there again for another episode, but hope you enjoy the show. Let's tap into Tombstone Brewing Company. Welcome to another episode, and we are in fucking Tombstone, right? I don't even know what to say. And we're even on Tough Nut Street. Isn't that the name of the street?
Yeah.
Tough Nut.
Yep.
That's awesome. So I'm with Matt. Matt's the owner of Tombstone Brewing Company. Matt, thanks for joining me, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
This is pretty badass. So how did you get into Tombstone?
I followed my wife.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So she's fifth generation Cochise County. Her great-great-granddad was actually one of the judges at the courthouse 300 feet down the road.
Really?
Yeah, also on Tough Nut.
Yeah.
So she wanted to come down here to be closer with family, to have our kid. We have a 2-year-old.
Okay.
To have her down here.
Yeah.
Be closer to family.
Yeah.
So I followed.
Nice. A good place to follow too.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've actually been here. Like, I've lived in Arizona for I think 9 years now. I've actually never been here, but I've always wanted to come here. So are you from Phoenix area, Tucson?
I've been in Tempe for the past 12 years, 13 years, but
Gotcha.
I grew up in Kentucky.
Okay. Gotcha. Nice. So why beer? Like, why did you decide that you're going to open up a brewery here?
I've been homebrewing for 13, 14 years.
Okay.
I've been obsessed with opening a brewery for a little while.
Yeah.
Coming down here gave me a good opportunity to change up things and go ahead with it.
Yeah, and it's a great location too. Like, we just kind of came in the back end around here, so we haven't been through town yet. Okay. But you're really close to town. Like, this is prime property here.
Yeah, we're a block and a half from Allen Street.
Yeah. So, I mean, everybody always thinks of Tombstone, the movie Tombstone, right? But Tombstone was like it was a pretty high class town, wasn't it? Like, it was rough.
It was pretty rowdy.
Okay.
Like, I guess in their heyday they had 5 breweries.
5 breweries?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Some of them were just tents.
Okay.
Where they were just brewing it on tents.
Yeah.
It was actually apparently a lager town too. Like, whereas like a lot of the mining towns had English beers, it was lagers here.
Oh, I thought you meant logs, like logging.
No,
like, there's no logs around here. Yeah.
Lager beer.
Lager beer.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
But yeah, I'm sure there was high class stuff. Like, if you've been to the Macias Rose house, that was like a really rich person's house. She brought a rose that grew into the biggest rose in the world. And
I saw that.
Yeah,
Still
10,000 square feet. Yeah.
Yeah, 10,000 square feet.
I might come back in the spring when there's actually flowers and leaves.
Right.
So right now it's a dead trunk.
Just a trunk,
So.
But it's huge, right? It's in like 12 feet in circumference or
it's
something.
Gigantic.
Yeah, I never knew that. So I was, I'm like, I better study up on Tombstone before I go down there. And one of the main things I saw, besides the OK Corral and things like that, was the rose bush. I'm like, holy shit! And I'm like, rose bush, how big can it be? So I start reading. I'm like, holy shit, that's huge. Yeah. That's really cool. So, we didn't come to talk about rose bushes, though, right? That was
Right.
So the beer itself, I've noticed recently that you guys, you've won some awards, right? You won a couple awards at the Strong Beer Fest.
Yeah, we won 2 at Strong Beer Fest. We entered our double IPA, which came in, got a silver in the hoppy beer category.
Okay.
And then we entered a stout aged in Woodford rye barrels. That's not on the flight, but I can probably find one someplace for you.
Okay, the award-winning stout.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we've actually got 3 different imperial stout variants right now, and that's one of them.
Okay. Nice. And then I saw too, you guys there was a gold medal, or what was it, tasting.com for the Munich Dunkel?
Yeah, it was the World Beer Championships from the Beer Tasting Institute.
Okay.
So we won a gold medal, and we got a 93-point score.
Okay.
Which for that's just off the charts awesome.
Really?
It was for a Munich Dunkel. So the amber lager that you've got there.
This one?
No, I think that's the Schwartz. Yeah.
Okay.
That one.
Yeah.
So that one just 93 points. The competition's been going on for 24 years, and it's international. And the only Dunkel that I could find that's ever gotten a higher score than that one is from a private Brauerei Hofmühle, which was founded in 1492 in Bavaria.
Wow.
So that's the only higher score I could find than ours.
Wow, that's legit, man. Yeah. That is awesome. So do you have a hand in the brewing process still too?
We discuss how recipes are going to go and what we're going to do. But execution's up to him.
Gotcha. And what is your brewer's name?
Weedy.
Wiedenthal?
Weidenthal.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Weedy
awesome.
Weidenthal,
Yeah. You probably hired him based on name alone, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. It was just a pleasant surprise he knew how to brew.
Right. Yeah. That's awesome. So, and he was, he's legit. Like,
he's awesome.
I looked in, I mean, first of all, his beers are phenomenal. I've only had a couple up in the Phoenix area. I think I've had the IPA and maybe the double IPA.
Okay.
At least the IPA. But I'm like, man, this is good. And everything that I've tasted here today is awesome. And you know, I did a little stalking on Weedy too. So he's been around, man. He's trained, right?
Yeah.
Like
he went to Siebel.
What is that?
Siebel's brewing school, probably the most well-known, I think.
Okay.
He did a certain number of weeks at their campus in Chicago, and then finished the program at Domen's in Munich.
Okay.
So
in Munich, in Germany.
In Germany, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he's, I think they call it the Master Brewing Academy. I forget exactly what the word is, but
okay.
He's got that credential.
Nice. That's a good credential to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you land him?
It had initially, we were going to, when I set it up, I did a national search for a commercial brewer.
Okay.
The first guy who actually set up a lot of the equipment, he ended up falling through. But then Weedy, when I put up a second call, his resume was just instantly like, this is the best thing in the world. We got to get this guy. The interview was more or less just hanging out for a couple hours on a Skype call.
Yeah.
I mean, it was instantly obvious that this was the best guy we could have ever gotten.
Yeah.
So,
and for what reason? I mean, obviously his resume for the beer wise, but what was it about connectivity wise?
Thoughts about the beers we want to make.
Okay.
Like, it's hard to find someone that knows as much as he does about New England IPAs.
Okay.
Who's knows about biotransformation and hop bursting, who knows about like which yeast to use, who's got that, plus he's got the chops to make, filtered perfect German lagers, and our sort of opinions on what the best versions of each style are, they matched.
Okay.
So it's not a matter of like he's going to make a stout and I'm going to be like, this isn't the kind of stout I want. I want roaster, I want we tend to be always on the same page.
That's awesome. So you can kind of communicate your idea of like, here's what I'm looking for, and he's like, okay, I know how to make that happen.
Yeah, I could probably just not do any work, and he'd still make the beers I want to drink.
That's awesome. Not even say anything. Like, how the hell did you know that I wanted this beer? Yeah. So, and you guys do. One of the ones that we're having here, and I was pretty excited. I was gonna go to Strong Beer Fest. I don't know if I told you this through our chatting, but I didn't realize you couldn't buy tickets at the gate. So like 15 minutes before I left.
You mentioned that.
Yeah. So I'm like, damn it, I was planning it for months, and then I didn't get tickets. So I was bummed out, extremely bummed out. I think it was 3:00 when I had an alarm go off on my phone that the Islay Scotch ale that you guys were doing was getting tapped. So I was pretty bummed out. So I'm glad that I'm getting to try this. But I've noticed you guys are pretty big on barrel aging.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Weedy likes to.
Yeah, it's a mutual love of all things barrel.
Okay.
So we've got right now, just right next to us, we've got a barley wine in a mix of bourbon, rye whiskey, port, and red wine barrels.
Okay.
And then we've got an imperial stout that's in bourbon barrels.
And these are all filled. These are all
all
aging
of these
right
are
now.
filled. All of the 8 back there are filled. So we've got I think we've got 20 something, almost 30 barrels right now.
Nice.
Including some new oak.
Okay.
We're going to start doing barrel fermentation too.
What's that?
So most barrel, like the whiskey barrels, there were spirits in it. You put a finished beer in it to mature, to take on the whiskey character, or to take on the barrel in the case of the new oak.
Okay.
Barrel fermentation would be, we'd brew the beer, the wort and the yeast would go into the barrels, so the actual creation of the beer would occur in the barrel.
Wow.
So we think that'll do even more for mouthfeel. It'll do even more for absorbing the character of the barrel. I think not a lot of people are doing it, which I think would be really exciting.
I was going to say, that seems unusual. Like, it seems, and a lot of people do it just for the aging, or no,
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Right? The aging, yeah. Yeah, so that, and so will these be like limited release type of things, or are you going to kind of make some of these like some of your flagships?
They'll be limited release. They'll be bottled. Almost all the barrel beers we're going to make are going to be bottled.
Okay.
We'll do what we've done with everything else, where there's some of the accounts that, we really want to share it with.
Right.
We'll get them kegs of it.
Okay.
But we went for more variety of barrels than volume of barrels.
Okay.
So when we, like with this bottle release we're doing tomorrow, it's sort of weird. We were like, well, we'd really like to put this on tap, and we'd really like to have some taps of this up in the Phoenix, but every 5 gallons we send out, that's 40 bottles that don't get filled.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
We got to balance those two things.
Right. Well, with the way you guys are doing it, you're going to create quite a demand too. So
hopefully,
yeah, you're going to get a line all the way up to the courthouse. Tough Nut will be filled.
Yeah, I hope the weather cooperates.
Yeah, it's super windy down here. I mean, is that normal?
Yes.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. I was hoping when I got here to get a little video of tumbleweed, so I might have to find one and just throw it across the street.
I actually came from Tucson this morning too.
Okay.
So I got here just before you did, but there were some really great tumbleweeds. In Benson, there was one that was taking up the whole lane, so you were having to go into the turn lane.
Really?
Yeah.
They get that big?
This would look like it was 3 that came together and made like this giant tumbleweed snowman that was just running across the street.
Awesome. That's awesome. So, it feels like Tombstone down here. I'm excited to go check out the.
If we were to open the back door, you'd also get to see the Tombstone wildlife. We have whenever Weedy brews, as soon as we mash in, the deer and javelina start coming by because they're thinking they're going to get some.
Do you feed them some?
We have pig farmers that we give them the grain, but they don't always pick it up right away.
Okay.
And there was one time one of the farmers left it for like 4 days and it was gone.
Oh, really?
So it was like 1,300 pounds of grain gone in 4 days. So.
It's like stray cats, but they're like javelinas. Yeah. So that's interesting you say that, because I know there's a lot of breweries that they kind of have a circle of life with their spent grains, where farmers come and pick them up and then feed them to their pigs, and then you guys will have like a dinner.
Pig roast tomorrow.
Yeah.
2
Oh,
p.m.
really?
Yeah.
Ah, man.
We've got we just picked them up at the meat packer. We were feeding 2 of them for a few months.
Yeah.
The pig farmer, he does all organic stuff down in Douglas, between Douglas and Bisbee.
Yeah.
So we picked the 2 most delicious looking ones.
Right.
Drove them up to the Wilcox meat packing house, and they're going on. We got 2 smokers set up. Puny John, who's an awesome local barbecue guy. He has a barbecue restaurant. He's actually sleeping in the brewery tonight because he's starting his cook at 7 p.m.
Really?
Yeah. So we're gonna get him a little air mattress. He's gonna hang out.
John.
We might leave a beer on for him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You'll wake up, he'll have a tap in his mouth. Yeah. Puny John. So Matt Brown, right?
Yeah,
Last name's Brown. You got to get a Tombstone name, right? Has anybody tried to give you one, or?
No, I should get working on that.
Yeah, you can even do like some sort of downtown Matt Brown or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
I could try that.
That was kind of lame, but you see the direction I'm going with it, right?
Yeah.
So what do you see? What do you want to do with this place? Like, where do you ideally where would you want this to go?
I think we're gonna can. So I think in the very near future we'll get a canning line in here.
Okay.
We'd plan on already having one, but we focused so much on the barrels and these releases, and then construction took longer than expected.
Okay.
But yeah, I think we're gonna can. So the IPAs, Those are going to go in cans. A lot of the barrel fermented stuff is going to go in cans. We'll do some English styles that I think are really well suited to the cans, where they get them out the door fresh.
Right.
Easy drinking stuff like our hoppy beers.
Right.
So yeah, we're going to can those. I think doing routine bottle releases, like 3 or 4 a month.
Okay.
Where we just have this constantly rotating, interesting barrel beers and sours and stuff like that. I think doing that, and then just maintaining this tap room.
Okay.
It's really interesting to see the locals like getting really into a Berliner Weiss, or like seeing
into you guys improvising.
Or getting or seeing like the local like guys with handlebar mustaches drinking hazy New England IPAs and talking about biotransformation.
Right. I don't even know what biotransformation is, but if it makes the beer good, that's what matters. Yeah. So it's been pretty receptive here.
Yeah, the locals have been great.
Yeah.
The bigger market's up in Phoenix, so we still drive a lot of our product up there.
Okay.
But that's why we have a big system.
Okay, gotcha. So, has it been a while since there was actually a brewery here? Because you said at one point there were 5.
Yeah, that was in 1890s.
Right, okay.
And then there was the primary one. You'll see the name on the building when you walk downtown. The Crystal Palace used to be the Golden Eagle Brewery.
Okay. Right.
So that one was sort of the major one. The other ones were like fly-by-night. Miners walk up to a tent and get a beer that questionable quality.
Right.
So there were breweries then. I think there was pretty much nothing for the entire 20th century.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So most of that was just a wasteland here of good beer. And then there was a brewery. This building was a brewery. It was built in 2003 to be a brewery. It was Eldorado Brewery for a few years. And then when they went under, this building became City Hall.
City Hall, as in City
the
Hall
city
Brewing,
of Tombstone,
or their actual
City of
Hall?
Tombstone.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you walk, this was all offices when I bought it. So
really?
Yeah. So you would walk in, and there was like a little weird jail-looking thing that would put you over to a metal detector, and then they had glass above the bar. So it was like the clerk would sit back there, and when you paid your water bill, you'd step up to that bar.
The bar you guys have
the
right
exact
now.
same bar.
Yeah.
So we just took down the glass, took down the walls, opened it up again. So
It's a beautiful place, man.
Thanks.
I like it. Yeah. City Hall, huh? Well, I think that it's serving the public in a much better way now.
Yeah.
So, so where do people find you on Earth and online? Like, how can they? What's the address?
Tombstone.beer.
Okay.
Pretty much all the handles are Tombstone Beer.
Okay.
So if you go Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, anything's Tombstone Beer.
Nice.
And tombstone.beer is our website. We list actually all of our commercial accounts there too. So if you want to know every place that we sell beer to, they're all on that little map.
Okay, nice. So if somebody's in Flagstaff, they're like, where do I get this beer?
I wish we got it up there.
Oh, not yet?
We self-distribute, so...
Oh, that's a drive.
Yeah. So the way they would get kegs would be if we were going up there anyway.
Okay, all right.
So.
It's a good place to visit, though. There's some good breweries up there, too.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. But, well, cool. Hey, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Hey, guys. Thanks for listening to another episode. I really love what Matt and Weedy are doing down there on Tough Nut Street in the town Too Tough to Die, Tombstone, Arizona. Keep an eye on these guys. IPA, double IPA, off the charts. Barrel aging program is going to be unreal, so keep an eye on these guys. In the next episode, I go back to Phoenix and I check out a place whose happy hour starts at 6 a.m. That's right, 6 a.m. Stay tuned. In the meantime, if you guys like what you're hearing, do me a huge favor. Let's spread the word. Tell some friends. Send the word out, right? Give a rating, review on iTunes. Whatever you got to do, let's spread the word. In the meantime, always remember, stay awesome.